Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see you. I see Lisa Summers is the first one to chat in the room today.
She got her swan.
You mean the large 75-inch inflatable sport line swan? Pretty cool. Excellent. Also, hello to Mel, Nettie, Living Free, Zip Codeless. Mel and Nettie, proud to see y'all as well. Culture, lifestyle, travel. Good to see y'all. Over the Hill RVing. Good to see y'all here this afternoon. We've decided to do our live stream from the yard once again. The RV is, I can almost touch it.
She's right there.
Matilda is right there, and she's still in the driveway. And we just couldn't help but take advantage of the beautiful weather we're having. I mean, I wish we were, we got the horse pasture right back here, and the horses were right there when I set the shot up. So they've decided to graze on away, but they were right there. And of course, the cows surround us, and we've got a nice area here, a nice piece of property, and it's beautiful out here. And that's the problem.
Yes. See, you could see us better if the weather was ugly and overcast and gloomy, but it is such a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, and it's been that way for a couple of weeks now. And the minute we hit the road,
I hope not. I hope not. This beautiful weather, I just feel like in the middle of this, in the midst of this pandemic, this beautiful weather is just, I mean, we enjoy it in our yard, but right now in the state of Alabama, that's the only place you can enjoy it. Some of the parks are open for day use if you want to go and hike, but you cannot use the lakes, and you cannot camp.
Can't use
There
the
is
beach.
no overnight camping. You can't use the beaches. However, they did open Orange Beach down in the Mobile area. The Alabama beaches opened on Friday with social distancing and no more than 10 people in a group and the ordinary guidelines. But they're going to monitor that and see how it goes. If it becomes a problem, they might just shut it down again. But it has been gorgeous. I don't know what the weather is like where you are. Maybe you can tell us if you're in a different part of the country, maybe the West Coast, maybe up north. But down here in the Southeast, we have had, we've had some bad weather. We have had, and Daydream About Nice Things can tell you that we have had some terrible storms come across out of East Texas, across Louisiana, and blowing through Arkansas, Mississippi, and tearing up Tennessee and Alabama.
Not storms. Maybe that's just Mark.
Yeah, it could be. It could be Mark. He was asking questions earlier, or talking about their checklist. Mark at Mark and Carrie at the Art of RVing. And thank you for the raid, folks. We got a raid going on from the Art of RVing. Thank you so much. Mark and Carrie talking about their list, their checklist of getting the RV ready to hit the road. And my question was, who checks the BS level in Gus before they hit the road?
Poor Gus. Poor
Gus.
Everybody picks on Gus.
He's an ornery cuss.
Now, I have to admit, Gus can get a little annoying. Sorry, Susan, but it's true.
Susan loves Gus.
Susan does. But anyway, it's a gorgeous day here, and we just had to do it outside. We thought we would do it inside Matilda, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous here.
We spend a lot of time outside. We spend a lot of time, for those who don't know, we have a son who works in he works at a nursing home with elderly people. And we have a niece who does the same thing. And there was a scare in the family right at the beginning, about 5 weeks ago, where we thought there was some exposure in the family. And being that those two individuals were right in the center of it and they work with the elderly, we all got a little anxious about it. So what we did here was we moved into Matilda, the RV, And we basically are full-time RVers. We live in Matilda, in the driveway. We have all hookups with the exception of we don't have a way of pumping our black tank. So every 2 or 3 weeks, we make a trip to Dothan, which is the nearest town of size. And they have a Flying J, and we pump the tanks and top off with LP, although we don't use any LP, haven't since January. But we live in the RV in the driveway here at the house, and our son lives in the house, and we have very little contact with him, maintaining our distance, and we say hello and goodbye, and we see him in passing, but it's just the safest thing to do right now because there's still so many unknowns about this virus. Yeah, wear a mask. Yeah, 6 feet apart. But do we really know everything about this? No, we don't. We don't know everything about how this thing is spread. But I do know I'm going to lose my mind if they don't open up the parks to RVing, to camping. I can stay 6 feet away from the nearest campsite. I can wave at my campsite neighbors. And Barbara reminds me that it's not as much about that as it is about crews have to take care of the camps. Yeah. Folks have to clean the laboratories. They have to clean the laundry rooms. They have to clean the common areas. And I'll wash in the lake. I'll go down and bathe in the lake. I won't go.
Okay.
I'll brush my teeth in the creek.
Okay, we know he's ready to
with
go.
a pine cone.
We know you're ready.
I'll wipe my.
All right. I knew it was getting bad here. I just want to quickly say hello to some folks. We've got, of course, Lisa. She was the first one in. We're really happy to have her. We've got Melanetti. Thank you for coming. Culture, Lifestyle, Travel. Welcome. Bob's start that again. Bob's Adventure. Okay. Over the Hill RV. We've got 3 for the Road RV. Welcome, you guys. Doreen with Privies and Prims. That's the first time we've seen you. It says that you saw us on Steve Turtle's channel. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here today. We've got Linda Barker. Ahoy, by the way. RV on the Wayside. Happy Place Camping. CRVU.
CRRVU.
I love it.
CRRVU.
One of my favorite ones. Older and Wiser. Hello, friends. Full-Time Dreams. Crazy Shepherd. Welcome. James Cantonese. Good to see you.
Good to see you, James.
Yeah. The North Woods RV Life. Lori Hackett. And she came over with the Art of RV and Ray. Thank you for coming. Let's see. I kind of want the Art of RVing is here. Thank you.
Good
Travel
to see y'all, Mark,
Kiwis.
Carrie.
Great weather. I'm sorry that it's raining in the UK, but we're not jealous. I mean, we are jealous that you're at the UK because we'd like to go one day RVing. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
I just got to put a couple of pontoons on Matilda and set up a prop system back here, and off we go.
K&R Destinations. Daydream about nice things. He says he can't chat, but he's here. We understand that. We were watching Russ and Carrie this morning, The Roads We Roam, and we were in the car, so we couldn't really chat. But we really enjoyed their show. Did a little bit of chatting.
We had a little running around to do this morning, and we did some curbside restaurant for the first time in a long time. We went to one of our favorite places called McAllister's, which is a high-end sub shop with soup, and we got I got an Italian sub and some chicken tortilla soup, and so that's what we did. We did curbside this morning. And had to go to town and pick up some tools because me and Miss Barbara's got to go work on a radio station tonight.
Well, he's got to go work. I'm still deciding if I'm going.
I thought you were going.
Well, Matilda's awful comfortable.
I tell you what, that trip back from Auburn,
that's the only reason why I would go.
Yeah, because I could kick back and you could drive home. That's a killer drive back when you get up there. And anyway, work goes on.
Work
There's
goes
always
on.
something to be fixed. But we did get some easing of the tension statewide. The governor, Governor Kay Ivey of Alabama, lifted a very small amount of the restrictions for local mom and pop retail, which in my opinion, in our opinion, should have been open as long as the big box stores were open, because they can control the social distancing and the number of people in their business at any one time. I never knew why the mom and pops had to close, and the Walmarts and Lowe's and Home Depots and Sam's and Winn-Dixie's and all those places could stay open. I understand why they stayed open, but why couldn't the mom and pops open? We'll take that. I got to take
it. Must be a work call, so he's taking that. Anyway. Like he said, we could never understand why the mom and pops. Now, I'm not talking about Massage Envy, which is I miss terribly. I'm not talking about my hairdresser, who misses me as much as I miss her. I'm not talking about getting my nails done, but the little shops. I mean, if you want to go in and get yourself some furniture, why go to Walmart? Just saying. If you want to get yourself just a cute little outfit or something, why does it have to be Walmart? Why does it have to be the big box stores? The little stores are the ones that absolutely needed our business. But slowly but surely, we're going to get back to normal. And I'm very happy for that, because that means we get to go out for the weekends. That's usually what we do. We're normally a weekend, part-time, anytime we can go type RVers. We really miss going out to the lake. Although we have a beautiful piece of property here, it gets a little boring walking my 5 miles in the same loop over and over and over again. And being out in the lakes and the beaches and stuff, I get a change of scenery. But we are absolutely excited about getting that opportunity to start going back. Some of the places told us we can start calling back on Monday, and Monday means we will be calling back just to get those reservations in place and hopefully get out there real soon. So we hope you all are having the same type of experience, anxious to go. We've got a couple questions we're going to ask a little bit later, but I'm going to wait until Ricky gets off the phone. Normally he's not good. He's good about not answering when we're trying to do a live stream, but this obviously must be a little bit important. But anyway, we do like to support the small businesses, and we understand a lot of you are not yet open. I see here that Older and Wiser says that their business is still closed and they're not sure when they're going to be open. And that's really the big question for everybody. But hopefully we can get back to some kind of normalcy real soon. And get out there. Of course, what are we going to do? We're going to go camping. So we'll have to load up on all our supplies and get ready to go. Looking forward to that opportunity. All right. Let's see. I do have some mail. Got some mail here. Now, some of these I've had a little while. I haven't opened up. We haven't gone out to get a new piece of plexiglass. Part of it is because we don't feel like standing in line at Lowe's just to get a piece of plexiglass. The other part is I really won't go into town unless I absolutely have to. But I've got a couple of them. Some of them are old, like I said. Now, Susan from New Horizons, I know you all know her. And if you don't, you need to go see her channel. And I have this. She sent us a beautiful card. And her latest. There we go. That's Susan and Miss Abby in the picture. Susan and Miss Abby, and that's New Horizons. So they sent us a sweet card and their sticker. JTS Outdoor Life. I just got yours just the other day. And they sent us a couple of great little stickers. I really like this one. I like the ones that are kind of cut out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Outdoor Life. It says mountains, oceans, adventures. Got to do that, Outdoor Life. And there was a sweet card. They said that they like the fact that we're always positive. Hey, you're back.
I'm back.
Well, I'm still going to go on with the rest of these. I've only got a few more.
Go ahead.
All right.
HR.
Oh, okay.
That's the worst hat. That is the worst hat I wear. HR. It is the worst hat I wear.
Okay, we're going back to the fun things, stickers. This is rolling with it. And you know what? This is Julie Peters. She's a cannabis nurse.
What?
And here's a beautiful card with her family.
What? A cannabis nurse?
Hey, I'm interested. Make it legal, baby.
Hang on to that. Right?
All right. We also have a thank you card. From Traveling. That is Nursing Our Travel Bug.
Nursing Our Travel Bug.
Absolutely. We're so glad.
What a great family.
Yes,
you guys have a great family, and I just enjoy watching your videos. And when you guys eat, just makes me hungry.
It does. Natasha, Bill.
Just like our epic RV adventure doing their...
the donuts yesterday.
Oh, yes, the donuts.
And the
donuts. Did you see that? If not, go check it out. Shelly at our epic RV adventure. She made donuts.
And what was the other thing called? Something dogs, something?
Straw dog, mud dog. It was basically what was it? What not? It was a hot dog bun, and then in the hot dog bun was bacon, crumbled up bacon, and then a chicken strip, a fried chicken strip, and then cheese, and then honey mustard. And it was called tell us, some of y'all saw it. Tell us in the chat. I'll look at the chat here. What it was called. It was something dog. It was a...
I know, we're lazy.
Yeah. But anyway, it was great. And then she followed that up with donuts that were incredible. Homemade donuts. Check it out. Air fryer.
If we ever get a new Matilda, although we absolutely adore
a bird dog.
A bird dog. If we ever get another Matilda,
that makes sense.
I need a bigger kitchen so that I can get all these toys. I don't have room for an air fryer.
I mean, but when we have one of those counters, we have one of those counters where you get the coffee maker up there, you get the big Keurig up there, and you make your coffee. And then you got to take the Keurig down, and then you got to put the Instapot up there, and you make lunch, and you get done. Then you got to take that down. Then you got to put the egg boiler up there. She has a little thing that boils the eggs, or makes hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
But it doesn't boil them.
No.
It kind of steams them.
It steams them to hard.
Anyway, but they'll take the egg cooker and then put the toaster up there and do bagels, and you got to take that down. You got that one little space.
Actually, the truth of it is I have a double sink that needs a top for it so that my counter area can extend, and somebody has promised me that for almost 2 years now. It hasn't happened. One last sticker. This is from Derek and Peggy, and they are two restless RVers, two restless retirees. You see that? 2RR. And they do travel, service, adventure, fun, and explore. Thank you so much to Derek and Peggy. That's the last one.
Derek and Peggy, and hello to Jean Bainey. Good to see you.
Jean.
We were just talking about your daughter making us hungry yesterday with the
always
bird
makes
dogs
us hungry.
And the air fried biscuit
bird
donuts.
Dog things and biscuits. Oh,
Yeah.
yummy, yummy.
Yeah, who else we got here? Nursing Our Travel Bug.
Mhm.
We just had their sticker. The Art of RVing. Good to see Mark and Carrie. 3 for the Road RV. I have the New Wave toaster oven, which is also an air fryer. I love it. We took out our range oven. That is probably what we need to do.
We've been talking about right now. It's been great storage for some of my big bowls, but that's all I use it for. We've never used a range oven.
God help us if we should ever light the pilot off inside the oven. We're going to set fire to a bunch of Rubbermaid and Tupperware. And
well, we better not do that.
No, we better not do that. But it's that's what it's been used for. And quite frankly, we never really use the propane burners on top either.
No, because we like cooking outside.
And we have a Coleman propane grill with burners and stuff for outside. And we just, we've got a convection oven, we've got a microwave, and a majority of what we do in there, other than the Instapot and stuff like that, we really don't use the range top. We don't use the oven. So you're right. That whole area could come out and maybe move the microwave down to where the oven was, the gas oven, and then you free up all that space above it for either more storage or perhaps a more work area up there. Jean Bainey, I think she's speaking of Shelly, her daughter. She says she makes me hungry too, and never sent me bourbon chocolate chip cookies.
She didn't send us any either, Jeannie and Jean. So we're going to have to do something about this.
Bourbon chocolate chip cookies. Where are they right now?
They're at home.
That's not driving distance right this minute.
No.
Started saying I'm coming after some of those, and a bird dog, and some donuts. We do the old appliance swap dance between the rice cooker, air fryer, coffee maker, crock pot, toaster oven all the time. And that's Tim over there at CRRView. That's the little dance we do. And each one of them has their little storage area where they go, and then you bring it out and move it over and clean it out. And
the Keurig doesn't get moved too much. I like it. I use it a lot. I make my coffee. I make my tea. I use it a lot, so it doesn't get moved too much.
So these guys, she's a cannabis nurse.
I knew you'd like that. All right.
I love that though. That rolling with it, and I don't know if y'all. We did an RV question 10 question challenge about it's been 7 or 8 months ago now. Mm-hmm. And we came up with our own questions of would you rather, the RV would you rather questions. And one of the questions was, would you rather have an RV that could go on water, or would you rather have an RV that could fly? And I put little pictures up. I put a picture up of an RV that was boating across the surf, and then I put a picture of an RV that had wings on it. And it was very similar to this right here. As you can see, that has wings on it, rolling with it. That is too cool. A flying RV. They'll have them one day. You talk about accidents. Yeah, we'll have the accidents. So these are, she's a cannabis nurse.
Yes, she is. I'll get you in touch with her.
Just interesting.
It is
very interesting.
It is.
Bob's Adventure. That's cool. Bob over at Lucky Dog Productions. Flying RV. Yes. And K&R Destinations Water. I agree with you. They actually have an RV. Go check it out on YouTube. Do a search on aquatic RV or amphibious RV. I think it's called the amphibious RV. It clocks in right at $1 million. But you can drive it right down the boat ramp and right out onto the lake, and it'll do up to 3 to 4 knots on smooth water. Now, it's certainly not designed to be out there in heavy seas, and you wouldn't take it in the ocean, I don't think, unless it was a very smooth, closed, sheltered bay or something like that. But the videos they show of it, they actually have it on a lake, and they're motorboating around out there on the lake, and then they drive it right back up. But all the controls up in the cockpit, they convert from, basically all the controls are for the road, but there's also all your nautical controls there. And you've got your navigation and your VHF radio and all that stuff for marine navigation. And it's all, but it clocks in at $1 million, and for $1.5 million, you can also get the floatable trailer.
Yes.
Did you hear what I said? Floatable trailer. So you can put your toad on a trailer. Why would you want to? No, just think about that a minute.
To get to the other side.
The novelty of having a half RV, half pontoon boat that has ladders and decks and a slide and a diving board, and you got all that stuff. You can have it on the dry camp, or you can have it out on the water. That's cool. But why would you want a towable, floatable trailer? Why you got to take your toad out on the lake? That part didn't make any sense. Unless you're over in Norway and you're fjording the river or something, or trying to get everything across.
Could be. I wonder how far a stimulus check would go for.
$1 million RV?
Not very far.
Yeah. They don't make stimulus. Well, no, I started to say they don't make stimulus checks that big. Yeah, our government writes checks that big all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Just
all
not
the time.
To us. Just not
Floatable
to us.
trailer is if you need to sink the toad for insurance. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, who's a smart guy?
You're going to turn sharp. That's Bob's adventure.
You're very good.
You're going to turn sharp and dip. You're going to just pitch that toad right off the trailer, and there goes your little Honda RAV4 or whatever it was, or your Jeep, whatever you had behind it. And Art of RVing Mark says, because it's awesome. That's why you'd have a floatable trailer.
Mark is right.
Because it's
awesome.
That's something you just show your friends. Check that out. It floats. I drive my toad right up on it, and I drive my RV out on the lake, and I got my toad and everything right out on the lake.
You would do it if you had
because it's awesome.
You would do it. You would do it.
I would do the amphibious RV. I would love to have an amphibious RV and add flight capability to it. Oh, what are you talking about? But an amphibious RV, I'd love. The trailer makes no sense whatsoever to me. It just simply makes no sense. Flying toy hauler. That's what's on their roll with it. That's what's on their Happy Place Diaries. Flying toy hauler. I hear you. James Cantonese. Hi, Amy MacFarlane. Hello, Amy MacFarlane. Well, what time we got here? It's about 27 minutes after the hour. We've got, 35 people in the chat area. It's good to see all you folks up in here. And Miss Barbara, you got some questions there?
Well, everybody's been asking me what the quarantine has been doing for you, but we got a few different questions that we're going to ask. My first one is, what is your secret stash item? The thing that you think only you know about. What do you secretly stash in that RV? What's your secret stash?
So those people, they do cannabis nursing. Is that what they do? That's
yeah.
That's what they do.
Julie Peters.
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms in a secret place in the refrigerator behind the. Well, I can't tell you where it's at, but
it's not too
peanut.
Secret.
What?
Yeah, it's not too secret. I know what's there.
I've been wondering why I've been going through them so fast.
Oh, I buy you some all the time.
What's yours? What is that stuff you hide just on your side of the bed in your nightstand drawer that only you think is over there, other than my sleeping pills?
I do stash your sleeping pills because you're a crazy person. My secret stash item is.
Wait a minute. Yeah, clarify that for them. When you say you stash my sleeping pills because I'm a crazy person, that sounds real bad. Straighten that out for them. Not because I would ever take sleeping pills. No, what she's talking about is I can only take half a sleeping pill. If I take a whole one, according to her, because I don't remember, according to her, I do stupid, crazy things.
He actually gets me. That's probably the only time I really get upset with you, is when he's taking a whole sleeping pill. His problem is he takes a sleeping pill, then he thinks he's going to get online and check out some people's.
And maybe make a super chat or something.
Well, you didn't do that on sleeping pills. You did that on brown liquor. The sleeping pill problem is he'll take a whole sleeping pill, then he thinks he needs to get online and catch up on everybody else's channel, and he falls asleep at the computer, and things start dropping to the floor, and he's falling out of his chair, and the dogs are barking at him because they're scared, and I have to try to get him to wake up enough to go to bed. That's what the sleeping pill problem is. But my secret stash item is I like those little Atkins nutrition bars, you know, the ones that are caramel and dark chocolate and peanuts. Now they have dark chocolate in it, and Ricky doesn't like dark chocolate, but I love them. So I keep them on my side of the bed. He probably wouldn't eat them, but I know they're there.
Dark chocolate?
Love dark chocolate.
I ain't touching it. I'm a milk chocolate, sea salt, caramel kind of guy. That's what I like. And what here? Saw a good. Here it is. No, these
Happy
things move
Place
pretty
Camping.
fast, don't they?
I get them at Sam's only because I can get the big box. White chocolate lemon cream covered almonds from. We don't have a Costco. That sounds excellent.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm gonna do a search and see what I can get locally.
That's right.
I might become a member and have them ship it to me. Anyway, I can see most of us women love dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's good for you.
You can have your dark chocolate. It tastes bitter to me. It's like, you know, Coke or Dr. Pepper, and you try to taste and drink a Pepsi. It's the most horrible thing in the world. You get your milk chocolate and you try to eat dark chocolate. It's horrible.
I don't understand what he's talking about.
It's horrible.
All right, Ricky's question was,
they had them on sale for $3.99. I looked at them on Amazon. $20.
All right, I'm becoming a Costco member.
The quarantine, the some people call it in the South here, the quarantination period has just caused people to get stupid. I was telling Barbara, I was noticing on TV a commercial for the simple little triple layer face mask that normally you would go into CVS or Walgreens or someplace and you would buy for $5 for a box of 25 or something. They're now 10 for $29 on TV. Very same mask. So anyway, what was my question?
You asked, because I asked him to come up with some questions. What is the tire pressure on your RV?
So
take it away.
So what is the tire pressure on your RV?
I don't care.
And do you know? And I was thinking about this when Mark and Carrie were doing their checklist of items, and I'm sitting here. Like I said, we're only mere feet away from the back of Matilda, and I'm looking at the rear end of Matilda right here, and I realized the confusion there was when I first bought Matilda. And of course, I was gung-ho about making sure everything was right, got her over to the cat scales and got her axles weighed, and just wanted to know everything about her and be that guy that knew everything about the class A. And I noticed that on the tires, the tire pressure for the tires that are on there, the maximum tire pressure is it's 120 to 140. 120 to 140 PSI. Now, of course, on the Class A Bounder, she's a dually back end with single on the front. And, of course, no tag axle, nothing like that. But yet, on the bulkhead inside the RV from the Fleetwood factory, 60 to 80 pounds PSI. And I was thinking, wow. The tires are rated at between 100 and 120. It was 100 and 120, not 140. 100 and 120, but the bulkhead inside the RV was telling me between 60 and 80 PSI, and on the rear end, it was between 65 and 85 PSI per tire. So I had to start doing a lot of research and found out that regardless of what your tire says, it is the recommendation of the manufacturer who built that RV, and based on the weight limits of that RV, that's how you determine what your tire pressure is. And so that's why I asked the question, do you truly know what your tire pressure is? And if you're just going to your tire and you're looking around the tire and you're looking, and it says 100 to 120 psi, and you just grab the hose and just pump them suckers up to 100 psi or 110.
You'd be bouncing down the road.
Yeah, you could be bouncing down the road, or worse.
Yeah, well.
Or worse. So anyway, that was just a question that came to mind about tire pressure. Do you actually know what your tire pressure is? And what I mean by that is, do you know what the manufacturer's suggested tire pressure is at gross weights for that RV on the road? So
I like chocolate, all chocolate.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. I like chocolate.
I like turtles. But
squirrel.
Butterfly.
All right. My next question. This is for Ricky too. What's the first thoughts you have when you see someone else pulling their rig right now?
What is the first thought I have when I see somebody else pulling their rig?
Yep.
Why, you SO. So I get upset.
That's his road rage.
I do. I get upset because I want to be that person. I want to be that Class A with the tote, or that fifth wheel behind the family dually, or I want to be the guy pulling that bumper camper, and I want to be going somewhere, and they're going somewhere. I don't know where they're going, and I don't know if they've got a campsite waiting on them, or maybe they're going home. But I just, at that very moment, when I see that rig, for that instant, I don't want to be me in the here and now. I want to be behind that wheel going wherever they're going, because wherever they're going is probably a lot better than where I'm headed for the day. So, which has been nowhere for a long time.
Well, Kay, and our destinations, I too am jealous. When I see somebody pulling their rig, or, got their stuff set up, that makes me jealous, because I want to be gone too.
Lisa Summers says they want to go too. They're just ready to go. Folks are just ready to go. And for those of you who are out on the road, like William at Camper Life, and Larry and Alice at Downsizing Makes Sense, and as we saw Russ and Carrie today, and others who are full time, and the struggle is real. Yeah. The struggle is real. I guess I'm thankful in a way that we're not full-time RVing, because I'm not sure we would have been ready or prepared for that.
No, not at this point, because it's just like Alice and Larry. I mean, the day they went full-time, and is the day this thing got named. And it was incredible.
Their timing could not have been any worse.
Yeah,
to set out for a life of full-time RVing. I watched Dustin and Leslie's video today.
Yes.
Reasons not to go full-time RVing. And despite the title of the video, it's not a video that is designed to turn you off from going full-time RVing. It's just playing devil's advocate. It's a great video. You should go watch it over at Wayward Waggs. And they talk about what you don't expect. The things that, like this pandemic. I mean, who would have known? You try to foresee every possible scenario, but you couldn't foresee this, such as Larry and Alice. What an incredible situation to be in. But Dustin and Leslie talk about the fact that you think you got enough money to go full-time RVing? Think again. Because about the time you think you got everything worked out, your tow vehicle needs to be repaired, or your trailer needs to be repaired, or, any other number of catastrophes that can happen on the road. And there you are without an RV, trying to live in a hotel, and you can't afford to live in a hotel. They cover most of the possible scenarios, with the exception of those that there's no way to plan for.
Right.
But if you just, like the glamorous side of the thought of full-time RVing, which is what we started out with, and we've learned a lot just doing our sometime RVing. We've learned more from people like Larry and Alice, and from Dustin and Leslie, and from Carrie and Russ, and just those, and William, as we follow William and Jessica, as we follow them through their adventures. And there's many more out there we follow as well. And it's good to gain all the knowledge you can, because you can't foresee everything. And this pandemic was just one of those. There was no way to foresee this. No way.
Absolutely. All right. What's the worst thing you ever broke on the RV?
The worst thing I ever broke on the RV?
That was your question.
I know, but now that you've asked it and the way it's worded it really wasn't on the RV. It was the day I drove over the satellite dish.
I knew you were going to say that one.
It was the day I drove over the satellite dish. We have a Dish Network, Dish Satellite.
Yep.
And you got the little Playmaker antenna. And you run your coax cable out there, and we've got the three-legged stand that will hold it up off the ground. But most times I just set it on the ground. It works just as well. But when we were here boondocking in the driveway, mooch docking at our own house,
yep.
I was working on the batteries one day, and I had to go get 2 coach batteries because I was discovering I had an electrical problem and my batteries were basically dead. They were very old coach batteries, and I needed 2 6-volt batteries. And so I called the local parts house, and they've got them, and they're 14 miles away. So I'm going to hurry over there before they close and pick up those 2 6-volt batteries, right? So I roll from the front end of the RV. I turn out into the yard so I can turn around and get back on the driveway. And as I'm turning around in the yard, I hear crunch, bang, the truck, What was that? And I got to tell you, Miss Barbara and our little rat terrier had just run down the driveway. Miss Barbara was out doing her walking, and the rat terrier was out following Miss Barbara. And I freaked out. I couldn't get out of that truck fast enough. I thought, yes, the most horrible thought, the Scoot, the rat terrier. But as I jumped out and looked, my wheel was firmly planted right in the sunken dome of that RV satellite dish. I mashed it. If you know anything about it, the receiver is not what cost you all the money. It's that dish that cost all the money. So I think right about Christmas time, I was able to buy another dish because there was no fixing the other one. And people are online going, why didn't you make a video of that? Well, I don't know.
Because those best kind of videos, we're not thinking that way.
Kind of ashamed of it. Yeah, like when you drove off in the ditch down in Tampa.
Yeah, you still have
that McDeal.
We got it on video, but he still hasn't we got my reaction on video.
Yeah. Brilliant minds think alike. Older and wiser. Haven't broken anything yet, but Scott went a little too fast over train tracks and knocked an overhead light loose.
Woo.
Yeah, that is going too fast. I was going to ask that next. It's so expensive to keep and maintain a house. Well, that's true. That is true too. But it's a good video. I just suggest that you go over and watch Wayward Waggs. It's a good video. Just things to think about. And it's not, like I said, it's not a video to turn you off to full-time RVing. It's a video to just make you aware of what you're getting into, just in case there's some of those things, which they know because Dustin and Leslie, Leslie are full-time, and Scout are full-time. Okay, next one.
Well, I was going to add to the, now he did break the antenna, but ran over the satellite dish, but the most aggravating
Ooh, I know what you're going to say.
Life lessons learned.
Oh my gosh.
Lessons learned. What was that one?
The awning.
The awning.
We have had the awning blow off Matilda twice. and parked over at the same side of the lake at the same park.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson about staking down the awning even in light winds. Yeah, that awning blew loose and wrapped back over the top of the RV and smashed the top of the air conditioned cowling and knocked the refrigerator vent completely off the top. Luckily, it did not do any damage to the roof. But by the time you start getting those short arms and long arms and springs and coils and stuff for that canopy, that awning that we have, it got very expensive. And I fixed it, yes, twice. The first time I was waiting on parts, so I took the aluminum arms to my local machine shop, a buddy of mine, and he kind of welded them, makeshifted, put them back together for me. They were all mangled up, but we were able to make a trip to Pensacola with the repaired arms. And then finally I found a guy on eBay who had some out in his barn, and they were the exact arms that I needed. The what they call the rafters and the short rafter, long rafter, and all that stuff. And I finally got those and put them on. But while I had the repaired arms rafters on there, we took it to the lake and we're sitting at the picnic table 10 feet away from the awning, and a freak wind blows off the lake and just wraps that awning back over the top and smashes it into the top of the RV again. And so I immediately got me a Camco spring-loaded awning security system, a tie-down system, and I swear by that thing. I don't even take my hands off the awning while I'm holding onto it while I'm getting the tie-down kit out. I will not turn my back on an awning, because that thing will wrap over the top of your RV, and thank God it's never done any serious puncture damage to the roof up there, but it could.
Welcome, Posh Cats. Glad to have you here.
Yes, great to see y'all. Even though it is raining over in Ipswich, England. If that's where you are, I know that's where you're from. I'm not sure that's where you are right now. K&R destinations, CRR view next week. We will be northwest of Waco and Lake Whitney for 3 weeks, then east of Dallas after that. I know that area well.
We do. We live
Waco
there for a year.
and Waxahachie and that whole area. We learned the lesson of tying our awning down after our second campground when our awning ended up on the roof. That's right. Exactly. Twice. It took me twice. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. You are not going to fool me 3 times. I will tie that sucker down. I'll tie it to my tow vehicle. I'll tie it to something. That awning is never getting up in the wind again. And if a good wind is forecast, the awning's coming down. I'm going to roll that thing back up. So, yeah, learn that lesson.
All right, your next question is, why are people afraid to pump their black tanks?
I don't get this. I got to see. Y'all got to tell us in the chat area, 32 people in the room, in the chat area, does pumping your black tank give you anxiety? Now, I'm not talking this. The question is not, is it difficult to do? Do you just not look forward to it because it takes you 10 minutes out of your preparation for leaving the camp? Or, I'm not talking that. Does it cause you mental anxiety to have to face the whole black tank, the hose, the hookup? Is there fear involved? Because I know people who manifest physical anxiety.
Your brother?
In having to do the whole black tank, to the point where never will I ever use the facilities in my RV. I will never use them because I will never, ever deal with that black tank. And I'm thinking, what is it? And he's not the only one. Someone taught him to be that way.
That's true.
And someone taught them to be that way. And I can't understand. So in the chat, do you ever have a true anxiety or phobia about dealing with the whole black tank issue, the plumbing, the solid waste plumbing in your RV, and having to pump the black tanks and keep them flushed. And
we're in the right community. So far, nobody has any anxieties.
Yeah, it's not any more of an annoyance than anything else that you have to do. I'm annoyed by the fact that I have to pack up and leave. That's what annoys me, is that I have to leave the camp and go back to life, you know, and I would much rather just stay. So maybe that's the reason I'd rather not have to pump the black tank. But by the same token, I don't want to have to take the awning down. I don't want to take my flags down. I don't want to roll up my pad for the area, the sitting area.
You just don't like leaving.
I just don't like leaving. But hey, stopping off at the area to pump the black and the gray tanks, that's all part of it.
That's right.
Sometimes I pump them on the way in. You know, I show up at the camp and the first place I go, because Matilda has sat in the driveway for a week or 2 or 3, and we'll pull in there and I'll flush the black and the gray tanks, and I'll fill them up. I'll put a couple of gallons of water back in them, and some what is that? Treatment.
Yeah. I don't
put the black tank treatment in there, and just get ready for a good stay for the weekend or the week or whatever we're there for. And so I'll pump them on the way in and the way out. It don't bother me at all. And although I've had some spillage incidences, there are going to be spillage incidences, because the little rubber gaskets get old and you have to replace them. And if you don't, there's leakage. Your slide valve will get old. Your guillotine valve there get old. And just little things, you know, you deal with. But it's certainly no anxiety. And I don't think I've seen anybody in here I know some other campers who are just the wrong folks. They are just, it tears them up.
Well, see, they're not into the camping thing. They think they are, but they're not. They're in for a good time.
We got 8 minutes left.
All right.
Wow, what a great afternoon.
It's
36 people here.
Yeah.
What have you got? Another question?
Well, if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says rank them by order of importance. Would you rather go to the beach, the mountain, the lake? Now, Ricky's got cold on here. I guess cold weather camping.
Cold weather camping.
Or mooch docking. Now, right now, mooch docking is a way of life.
Mooch docking, whether it's in your driveway, somebody else's driveway might be nice.
Yeah, we need to go to Mississippi.
Walmart parking lot, a night at Flying J or whatever, you know, mooch docking. But ranking order of importance for me, it's always going to be the beach first, and the lake second, and the mountains third. And then I'll deal with cold and mooch docking and stuff like that. BLM land we've never done. Desert we've never done. We still need to do that. Out west. But mountains we love. And, of course, most of the mountains we know. We've seen all the mountains because she's from the Rockies. And
Wayward, Waggs, better late than never. And we have been talking about you. That's why you're here now. Okay, go ahead.
Their ears were burning.
Absolutely.
We were talking about your most recent video about reasons not to go full-time camping, and I was explaining to them that it's not to turn people off from going full-time camping. It's a preparation video, and it's a very good one. It was a great video. But Wayward Waggs, y'all check out their video. So for me, beach, lake, and as you can see, it's got to have something to do with water. And I don't care if the lake is in the mountains or if the lake is in the lowlands. It doesn't matter. The lake, the mountains, and then maybe the desert. And
we didn't get that option, but that's okay.
We've seen the mountains of California, Sierra Nevadas. We've seen the Rockies.
Yep.
We've seen the Smokies. We love the Smokies. I do, because it's my side of the country.
Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains for Barbara. And, you know, I can drive up most of the Smoky Mountains, but the altitudes in the Rockies are a little different. And the Sierra Nevadas get on up there too.
All right. I see that Lisa does not like the cold. And Lori says all options are better than your best day not doing any of these. You're absolutely right, Lori. Absolutely right.
And here it is from Happy Place Diaries. That's Jerry over in Oregon. And we've got a very good friend, ex-Navy shipmate that lives in Oregon. And he brags on Oregon all the time. Great guy. And I remember I was in Coos Bay for like a week. And I can't remember why I was there. I think it was close to a military school or something. But I remember going to Coos Bay. Did we have ships at Coos Bay? A boat? I don't know. Anyway, the point is I was in Coos Bay and I remember that the forest grew right down to the ocean. You know, down here in the Southeast, it's you have land, then you have sand, then you have the surf, the beach. In Oregon, the cliffs, the rocks, and the trees just grow right down to the ocean, and it was gorgeous. Yes, Jerry, I know. I would have to get out there and see the Cascades again.
That would be pretty.
That's our bucket list. The whole the West Coast drive. Go back over to California, maybe see friends in San Diego, old Navy friends, and then head north and go right on up, and then go ahead and drive right on up into Alaska. We're going to go like
this, and then down, and then up, and then that's how we're going to see then down the East Coast and home.
Home?
Well, here.
I don't know that we'll have a home then.
Well, we probably won't have a home.
Home. We'll have a pivot point. I think we're always going to have some family land over here with a little building on it. We talked about that. Put a couple of slabs out there and some hookups, some place to come and well,
in case,
like right now, the pandemic. That's one of the things Dustin and Leslie were talking about, having a place, even when you shed all your belongings to go on the road full time, you really have nothing to go back to if you needed to. But I want to thank all you folks. It has been a great day. We've enjoyed it. We've had a good time. I think coming up next is nursing our travel bug.
Gosh, I don't know. I haven't checked.
I think they are, because I messed it up last week and said nursing our RV bug or something like that. But I want to take this time to thank everybody on behalf of Jerry Holly and his family. Jerry and Diane still struggle, and anything you could do to help them would be appreciated. We had a blast last weekend, just getting crazy and raising some money. And if you'd like to help them, there's still opportunities to do it. I'd also like to tell you that exciting news is coming out of the trio here in the next week or two. I understand that Dustin and Jerry and Michael will be having an announcement about a veteran fundraiser, a charity. And I think we've already let the cat out of the bag on the fundraiser. It's Patriot Rovers. But how you can be involved, they'll let you know here in just a little while, okay? And we look forward to all of you pitching in and helping out, because it's a great cause. Coming up next will be nursing our travel bug. Give me just a moment, Miss Barbara, if you would kind of chat with them. I'm going to go over here and find it.
My camera still on?
Yes.
How about that for advertising? Yeah. Nursing our travel bug is next. I'm sorry, Ricky. He's trying to get ready. What are you doing?
I'm trying to
try it underneath. Well, if you go to
right
YouTube.
Here. Yeah. Yes.
Then you can find. Anyway, nursing our travel bug. Looking forward to having them back on. They follow us, and great group of people. We can't wait to get there and watch it. Just do a RV underway raid.
That's right. Do an RV underway raid, and look at there. It just blew it out completely.
That's because
I'm no good at it.
I was good at it.
I was in it, but let's see. I'm trying here. Let's see. We got 1 minute left. Where are they? I see everybody.
I need to grab the mouse, I guess, because
I see everybody but them.
Type them in.
Well.
And then click on the little icon.
But we are subscribed to them. They should have popped right up.
They should have, but Okay, now this time just click on the
This
little
is
guy.
it right here.
Is that it? Yep, that's it. Click on that and get that. Love
Okay,
it.
bear with me. I want y'all to do an RV underway raid. Copy.
Look at that beautiful picture of that beautiful family.
There is your link right there. Paste it.
You're supposed to tell your moderators to do that.
Oh yeah, moderators. We have moderators now. Sorry.
He forgets about you guys.
I'm punching it in there. There we go again, and it won't for some reason will not go.
Yes, it did.
Okay, got it in there.
There you go.
Take off over there and RV Underway Raid at Nursing Our Travel Bug. We've enjoyed it, had a good time. Thank you, Miss Barbara.
Thank you.
And until we see you again, fair winds and following seas.